then to the Super Bowl. And then, like I said, Howie approached me on Sunday night after the game and said, "Hey, you're going to stay here. You're not flying back with us. You're going to interview for this job." And that's when I clicked that mindset in and said, "Okay, well, let me."
Hello, everyone. This is Al Kabir, the analyst, and today I want to talk about my theory about the defense. I think you got to blame Howie Roseman, Gannon. I can't really put Fangio in it. If you're going to get the bag, get the bag. But I blame these two guys, Eagles, on basically why we lost the Super Bowl. But let's get into it. This is Al Kabir, the analyst. You know me, every morning I try to shoot a video of my theories of what I believe. And I think it's these two. It's the reason why. Because I think Howie should have had more trust in Gannon. I believe Howie should have had more trust in Gannon. I don't think he should have hired Fangio. If you was going to do that, you should have did that from week one. I think you should have did that from week one, but just imagine your defense is ranked high. You destroy two teams, and then you get to the final dance. Your boss come up to you like, you know what? I think you need more help. Let's hire a vet who's been doing this. Nah, boss, I've been doing this all season. I got this. Your boss is like, nah, I'm hiring that help for you. Give him the help. I think Gannon overthought the game. And when he overthought the game, we lost the game. But I get what Howie was thinking, but Howie should have had more trust in Gannon. Trust me, that's hard for me to say. Because Gannon, as they say, been getting away with easier quarterbacks. But when you've seen him against talented quarterbacks, his numbers are not the same. And I think Howie was thinking that. Like, you know what? I see it. Let's give him some help. We're going up against Patrick Mahomes. The more help, the better. But I just think Howie should have trusted his guy. And I think these two had a strained relationship. Gannon wasn't going to stay another year. That's just my theory. If Arizona Cardinals wasn't going to hire him, he wasn't going to stay another year. Because even Gannon said, like, yo, I really ain't even know the Cardinals were even interviewing me. Howie Roseman told me the night after the Super Bowl, he basically said, like, you know how we joke and be like, oh, if you have a bad game, you're staying in that town. Like, for player or coach, like, oh, you called a bad game, you staying in there. Howie Roseman's like, yo, you're literally staying here because you got an interview. I can't deal with you. You can't get on the plane after that bad performance. He got the job. And it is what it is, because I think it would have been hard for Howie to actually fire him based off the numbers. It would have been like, well, because even fans now coming at me like, you're harsh on Gannon. I'm harsh on, like, they like, look at the numbers. Let's really break it down. Was he really that good? He destroyed who he's supposed to destroy, but he couldn't compete who he was supposed to compete with. That was my problem with Gannon. That was my problem with him, man. So I think Howie, in my opinion, I don't think Howie could have took another year. And like my theory is, I think Howie was so sick of it, even after destroying the last two opponents in the playoffs, he hired help. But I think that was an ego thing, man. It had to be. Gannon, I believe. Because Gannon didn't even really thank Howie in his press conference. He thanked Sirianni more than Howie. And Howie is the one that got him the job in Philly. The coordinators were ready before Nick Sirianni got there. But I think these two had a strained relationship, man. I really do. And losing that Super Bowl, Howie's like, bro, I can't let you on this plane, bro. But I just think his egos are two men, bro. It's sad that it came down to the Super Bowl, and it possibly cost our team the Super Bowl. I think Fangio was probably trying to call stuff, And Gannon was like, no, I've been that guy. He called this stuff, and we lost. That's what I think happened. And yeah, man, because for you not to say nothing to the Philly media, you think Philly, but that was just the right thing to say in your press conference. You think the organization, because that was the right thing to say. And you think Nick Sirianni, I really believe he looked up to Nick Sirianni, but Howie didn't really say nothing about Laurie. Like, I wish I could have got him another ring, but that's it. But sound like protocol to say. I don't know, man. I think these two, man. Howie should have never got Fangio. Wish Fangio was just in the middle of this. And Gannon shouldn't let his ego get in the way, man. I think if Fangio just called the defense by itself, I think we win. And I think Howie knew that. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about my theory, man? I think the hiring of Fangio messed with Gannon ego. He tried to overcall that game, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think Fangio had much of a footprint in that game as he should have, especially as the hired consultant for 2 weeks. And Gannon didn't want him to. Because he like, my defense been great. And in the Super Bowl, it wasn't. Egos cost us the Super Bowl. Sal could be the analyst. Ghost.